Yes, sir. Pero sir, the problem is that it's gone beyond the DOH and Secretary Duque already. I mean, the President himself has already told COA to stop publishing reports, and he's even told his cabinet members to ignore COA. You know, to be fair, the President's not telling COA to stop investigating. Ang gusto ng Pangulo, wag mo munang ilabas hanggang wala pang pinal. How do you view that? And what could be the impact of that kind of a statement on number one, COA, number two, on governance?
Well, I was interviewed early this morning about that same question. Sabi ko, I respect the opinion of the President. Alam mo naman, si Presidente, pag galit yan, nilalabas niya, binubuhos niya yung lahat ng emotions niya sa mga salita niya. As I said, no, I have a father like that. My father's 81 and basically he just says what he wants to say and he's a public servant. So minsan nakakasakit ng mga salita ang tatay ko. But you know, I love him dearly and the people love him. So ganun ang nangyari dito kay Presidente, but I don't necessarily agree with him. In my personal opinion, again, I've said this many times, that with due respect to the President, I've been through several administrations already, starting from the administration of President Estrada, President Loya Macapagal-Arroyo, President Noynoy Aquino, and of course now with the President Digong Duterte. We've always respected the reports of COA. Let's put it in the proper perspective. Kung wala po yung COA, disgrasya na lahat. Grabing corruption, grabing mismanagement. I'm sure it will give politicians and civil servants a free hand to do whatever they want with the people's money. You know, it is a deterrent. The Commission on Audit is a deterrent, gentlemen and ladies, for corruption. It is a deterrent for mismanagement. It is a deterrent for mga tamad, no, na mga public servants na ayaw gumalaw. Lalabas din yan sa COA report if they had managed their agencies well or not. So it's a tool for policymakers like myself. It is a tool and a guide, particularly in the budget season. Kaya tama yung timing ng COA report. Yung COA report usually is released before the budget is submitted to Congress. Because pagdating po sa Kongreso, policymakers like myself, babasahin namin yung COA report ng Department of Agriculture, babasahin namin yung COA report ng Department of Interior and Local Governments, yung PNP, funds ng PNP, ginamit ba ng maayos? Ginamit ba itong mga pondo na to in the proper way? Was it properly utilized? So that is important. Let's put that in the proper perspective. The COA reports are needed. It is important. It is a constitutional mandate. It is a constitutional office, and the reason why it is a constitutionally created office is to be independent from people like myself, is to be independent from the cabinet secretaries, is to be independent from the judiciary. They can come up with these reports presented to the public without fear or favor. That is the Commission on Audit and all the auditing offices of all governments all around the world. Ganyan talagang setup niyan. They're independent from the government. So that's why I have my highest respects for the COA and continue the fight. I think they should continue the fight and continue. Imagine if wala po yung COA, how would have we been able to find out the corruption on the pork barrel scheme and scandal? Talagang binusisi nila. I'm talking about sa legislative lang. Ha? Sa legislative branch of government, binusisi nila to the last man, congressman and senator, to the last amount, to the last foundation, nandun yun. In the absence of that, we would have never uncovered anomalies like that.
Kanina nga nabanggit nyo. I mean, it's always a teaching moment for the public, di ba? Now we're learning not just about the DOH, but even the budget process. We're learning about absorptive capacity. We're learning about things where you could be deficient without necessarily being corrupt. But one of the more important things also is people are now appreciating the COA. And people are appreciating the independent bodies in particular. It just goes back to the first point where we started. President Duterte's attack and harsh words and intimidation. Let's face it, intimidation of independent bodies. Do you think Congress, do you think our leaders, you in the legislature in particular, you think you're doing enough to protect our independent bodies? Because let's face it, this is a president that has, with his pressure, threatened to slash the budget of the Commission on Human Rights. This is a president na pinagmumura yung COA and basically said, wag niyong pansinin yan. In other moments, legislators will be the one to remind us, no, what the president says is policy. And then, with all due respect to your father, I completely understand what you were saying. But in some moments naman, legislators will say, pagpasensyahan na lang natin. But for a lot of people, especially people in COA, this is not a joke. We talk about stress with the DOH. This is clearly very stressful for our independent bodies and COA. Do you think you're doing enough? Do you think our leaders are doing enough to also push back and to remind the president that, not only that this is not how you should be talking, but what you're saying is in fact damaging our institutions?
Well, I can only speak for myself. The first thing I did yesterday was to call up Chairman Aguinaldo and tell him to continue doing his job, the best of his ability. That we are behind you. That there are people that truly believe in the independence of the Commission on Audit. That they are a very important agency. I've been saying this for the last 2 days. I'm sure baka magalit si Tatay Digong sa akin. We're aligned with the administration, but with due respect, that's how I feel about it. I feel strongly about against corruption on government, and we need agencies like the COA to really do their job well. Kaya saludo ako sa kanila. May namatay na nga daw eh. I forgot the name, but the
author of the DOH report.
The one who wrote the report.
The one who signed on the DOH report was merely 39 years old. Out of sheer, I guess, pressure and stress, died of a heart attack.
Before the president spoke daw namatay. So wala naman.
Maybe he was getting a lot of stress prior to that, but yes, siguro na-warningan na rin siya or whatever. So, kawawa naman. I mean, these are, for me, are fallen heroes. They did their job well. I salute all of them. Everyone has a job to play. Everybody has a role to play. Whether we're legislators with our oversight functions, if we do our job well, then the people appreciate it, so be it. But for example, COA, then you have Civil Service Commission, you have the Human Rights Commission. Continue with their job. That's the constitutional mandate. Again, I've been through I've been through 4 administrations, 15 budgets. I've seen how these agencies really help in good governance. And so doing enough, I think, is to praise them. We have to praise these agencies and encourage them to keep doing their job. I mean, it's a democracy. Anyone can attack us. Anyone can get mad at us. But we must continue to do our mandate, things that we were elected and appointed to. And we must do it well, without fear or favor.